It's brunch with Brian. Yeah. So I'm going to talk about, I want you to make $100,000 by the end of the year. Okay. Is that possible? Now, I had said yesterday, I talked about 50,000. Okay. 50,000. But I'm going to give you a plan today on Teaching Tuesdays to make 100,000 in the next 6 months. Okay. This is a plan and it's got the numbers and it's got the KPIs. So sometimes I talk about KPIs. What are KPIs anyway? KPIs are key performance indicators. These are the key things that you do every day, action steps, really. They're action steps that you take every day to guarantee your success. Okay, so if you make, and this is our baseline KPI with the Wolf Pack, is that you make 20 phone calls a week. Okay, that is our baseline KPI. If you make 20 phone calls a week, you will certainly get better at making phone calls and you will talk to enough people where you will find deals and you will do, if you're talking to 20 people a week and you're talking to the right people and you're following the scripts from the what to say and what to do system, you're going to do at least one deal a month. You're going to get to that point. Now, maybe in the beginning, you're going to be a little green and not perfect and maybe not get every deal. But if you keep making 20 calls, that's 80 calls a month. You can't make 80 calls a month without, if you're talking to the right people, without coming across somebody who would like to do a deal with us. Hey, Willow. Look at big Willow. Willow's here with us today. Cutie. And obviously that's Mars. Mars is like a cat dog. He likes to hang out on the top. He'll actually fall asleep up there. And I think, doesn't he worry about falling off? But he doesn't. It's amazing. So, guys, obviously we're going to talk about KPIs, but also we're going to talk about Brian's GPS. Okay, remember what's Brian's GPS? That's goals, plan, schedule. So, yes, I want you to have your goals ready for the next 6 months, your plans, as much as you have them figured out. We'll talk about those, and your schedule. So, I'd like everybody to schedule 5 hours a week, 4 to 5 hours a week. You don't have to do more than that. You can do more than that if you want, but 4 to 5 hours a week will get you there. So that's what's on Teaching Tuesdays. Good morning from California, Nolan, Kathy, Caleb. I missed you a couple days. I'd love to hear what some of your personal KPIs are for your business. Maybe I'll go into some more of those this week. Okay. Thanks for chiming in, Caleb. I always love seeing your memo. Good morning, the man with the plan. 50 by December. Remember now, I talked about that yesterday, 50 by Christmas, right? All right. Well, let's look at a plan to even double that. All right. So, and let's really break it down today. So make sure you're on Teaching Tuesdays because I'm going to break it down in great detail. But if you start with the KPIs of 20 phone calls per week, and then, I'd like you to, and this is pretty 2 to 4 deal meetings per month is what I like to see. 2 to 4 deal meetings per month. That means you're going out to 2 to 4 people's houses. Now remember, it can be virtual, but I want you seeing properties and making offers. I mean, if you're not out at people's houses, you're not buying houses digitally. I mean, you might be virtual, but if you're not looking at houses, you're not buying houses. So you got to get properties that are worthy of viewing and start viewing them. 2 to 4 a month, and that is based on the 20 phone calls per week. Morning, Lynette. I saw some nice comments. You got a lot going on. Lynette and Lee. Look at that. Nice picture. I like that picture a lot. All right, so guys, I will see you on Teaching Tuesdays later at 7 p.m. Pacific or 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, repeated at 10 p.m. and 7 p.m., 3 hours later. So don't miss this one. It's really good. 20 calls a week. Uh, that's a really good question. Or am I talking about opening calls or closing calls here? I am going to leave that pretty wide open. I'm going to say if you're talking to a seller, whether it's an opening call or a closing call, Would I like them to be more closing calls? Yeah. I would like these to be more like potentially pre-screen leads that you got from a VA. How are you getting these people? However you're talking to them. Sometimes an opening call is the same as a closing call, almost. I mean, you're just getting to the point of can you take monthly payments? So I'm going to be very flexible on this and say I'm actually okay with all of them being opening calls. But obviously, if you're making that many opening calls, they should lead to closing calls. So, you could try to put something on it. And if you're doing your own opening calls, maybe you could say, okay, I'm going to do 10 opening calls and 10 closing calls and shoot for that. But if you're doing your own opening calls, you're going to have a lot more opening calls than closing calls. Especially if all you're doing is outbound calling as a method. But boy, if you're doing 20 closing calls a month off of already called leads, that's even more powerful. That's very, very powerful if you can make 20 more leaning towards the closing calls. Success requires action. The law of large numbers works, right? So obviously, guys, you know, it's a numbers game at some point, and just putting in the numbers is going to lead to the success. Hey, Kevin, you don't normally chime in. Thank you so much, Kevin Meissner. So, Kevin, definitely come back and say hi and definitely chime in anytime. I don't know you guys are here, and feel free to ask questions anytime, guys. I love taking questions. That's why they call me the real estate investing professor. All right, so guys, let's have a great week. Our affirmation for today is let's see, I uh, I follow my KPIs. Okay, because we all do, right? I follow my KPIs 3 times on three. Ready? One, two, three. I follow my KPIs. I follow my KPIs. I follow my KPIs. Yeah. All right, guys. Three deep breaths. Nice deep breath in. Good. And hold it and let go. Now deep breath in. We always do 3 deep breaths, always with a big smile, because that's physically invigorating and mentally invigorating. One more. Don't forget you can do this anytime during your day. All right, awesome, awesome session today. Everybody, hey Linda, I follow my KPIs. All right, everybody. See you tonight. See you on Teaching Tuesdays. Don't miss it. It's going to be really important. So never miss those important KPIs. I mean, your KPIs, and also Teaching Tuesdays. And I will be sending you an email and also posted in this message, the phone number to call and your Wolf Pack code. All right. So we'll see you later today. And till then, keep expecting success, getting awesome training from the Wolf couple, and taking action.